in an ideal world, what changes need to happen to bring the way we conduct clinical trials today into the post-AI world?
I see. So if I'm hearing this question correctly, can we rephrase this as how does AI change clinical trials, or like what
I love it.
benefits
Yeah.
does AI bring to clinical trials? Yeah. So first and foremost, I think the more holistic way to see AI is it supercharges normal tasks. It's a force multiplier. You can see it as a full force multiplier rather than just a normal, like, no, just like any other piece of technology. AI is a force multiplier. So in the world where AI is, running the show, really the platonic ideal is that a patient walks in, no, not even walks in. A patient has their phone, right? They're sent drugs over the mail by a drone, maybe. Like they get shipped their experimental drugs. They take it and they jot their responses down on a phone. And the AI takes care of everything from there. From, okay, you know what? Like, this patient's data says this. Maybe we need to do dose control, because dose control is a thing in experimental drugs, right? So, okay, like the AI says, let's do dose control. Oh, the data here is ready. Let's send it over to the FDA real time. And in that ideal world, the FDA is already adopting technologies to be on the receiving end of live stream data. That's just like, hey, patients are filling data in. Like, we're able to monitor the holistic landscape of clinical trial drugs. With AI, it ensures the data integrity and quality of things, meaning as the patients themselves record their own data and, speak there, they're able to like say, oh, this data doesn't really make sense. There seems to be some sort of aberration. We probably need to ask the patient again, or, oh, this data seems to suggest this patient's about to get, hypertension or some sort of adverse event, right? Maybe we should like call in the emergency room because maybe there's an SAE happening right here and now. Again, to kind of like wrap that all in a bow, the platonic ideal of the post-AI world in clinical trials is that the AI themselves run the clinical trials. Are we close to that world? We're not that close to that world. There's a lot of functions that humans absolutely need to perform. There's a lot of processes that need to be done, but we're also not that far away. We're not that far away from AI running clinical trials. I say it'll be within our lifetimes that AI is running clinical trials.
What do you think is actually stopping us from getting to that?
What is stopping us from getting to a world where AI runs clinical trials? Well, there's a lot of answers. Obviously, there's the technology still needs to get better. There's like accuracy of these models needs to get better. But I think the actual biggest hurdle is the trust. Like the trust in the technology of AI. Because nowadays you say AI and there's almost like this fear in people that it will replace jobs and that will rule the world. And, all of these horror stories, Terminator, Skynet, that's still all fresh in people's minds in terms of pop culture, despite, like Terminator being an old IP. I digress. The point is AI, like before, like even if AI was like as good as it could be today, for so long as the people and the masses don't trust the idea of letting computers run processes autonomously, this thing isn't going to happen. And what does it take for that to go through? It needs baby steps. We need to start introducing AI, and let's make it specific into the pharmaceutical and, the biomedical industry. We need to start introducing AI into smaller stakes processes, but let it exist, right? Like try to just experiment on low stakes. And for us, like plugging in Vial, one of the things that we do is checking for error ranges and correctness of data with AI. That's something that we're experimenting on with, less critical trials in phase 3, like basically like your pre-phase 1 trials, your non-phase trials. Like we're trying out AI data management because, okay, the stakes are low. We're starting to build the trust. We're starting to demonstrate, okay, AI is more than capable of doing this. For the early stages of drug discovery, for like virtual screening and choosing your initial drug candidates, there's not a lot of money at stake yet. It's time to like really just, introduce those into the processes. And sooner or later, the people are going to see, okay, this isn't that bad. What's the next step? Right? All right, let's introduce data here. Oh, okay. That wasn't bad. That was pretty good. Let's introduce data here. It's kind of the same as like computers and cloud technology. I can imagine if you introduce computers to like the clinical trial world back in, I don't know, 1990s, they'd be like, oh, like that data isn't secure because it's in a screen. It's not real. I would prefer to just have my data written down. Stuff like that.
It's only secure if it's through fax, Miguel.
Yes, 100%.